You arrive at a customer's home and the customer indicates she's having a problem with her gas range. She says that the right front burner will not light. You verify the problem by turning the right front burner on and notice there is no spark at the burner, but the rest of the igniters are sparking. That's because when one cooktop igniter sparks, they all spark. Looking at the wiring diagram, you see how all the spark switches are on the same circuit? And when any of these switches are closed, it provides a circuit to the spark module. The spark module sends out an electrical pulse looking for a ground path. Each one of the igniters supply that ground path at the burners. Also on the diagram, you can see two connection points for the igniter switches. These switches are serviced as an assembly. When one goes bad, you replace them all. Those connections are at the back of the range, one on the spark module and the other on the L1 side of the line, the black wire. These two connections must be accessed to test the igniter switch. To test the cooktop igniter switches, unplug range or disconnect power. From the back of the range, remove 7 screws that secure the control panel access area cover. Remove the access cover. On the right side of the access area, you will notice the spark module. The spark switch wiring harness is along the side panel. It is a red wire and black wire harness. The red wire is connected to the spark module and the black wire is connected to another black wire with a quick disconnect. Expose both wires. With an ohm meter, check across the connections for continuity when each burner knob, one at a time, is turned to the light position. The igniter switches are good and the spark module is good because it provided the spark at the other burners. So what could cause this igniter not to spark? The igniter, or possibly the wiring harness between the igniter and the spark module. Unplug range or disconnect the power. Remove the cooktop. Take off the grates, burner cap. Oops, look at that. The burner cap is not sitting on the burner correctly. Don't tell me. Let's reposition it and try it again. Plug in range or reconnect power. Turn on the burner. There's my spark, but it's not lighting. I better check for gas flow. Turn on another burner and see if the burner lights. It does. Good. Turn on the right front burner again. There's my spark, but no gas flow. Gas is flowing to all of the other burners, but not the right front. Must be a bad gas valve. We'll have to change it. Unplug range or disconnect power. Shut off gas supply. To change the valve, we need to remove the console. Remove all burner knobs from front of range. Open oven door to access 2 Phillips head screws on the underside of the console, one on each side. Remove the 2 screws. Remove 2 grates. Remove 4 burner caps. Remove 4 burner bases. Remove 8 screws from the cooktop securing the 4 burner orifice brackets. Lift the cooktop and prop it up. Remove 2 screws, one on each end of the top of the console. Pull the console off. We need to remove the igniter switch. Pull the switch straight off of the gas valve. Use a 1/2 inch open-end wrench to remove the gas line from the gas valve. Do not bend the tubing. Remove 1 Phillips head screw securing the metal strap. Remove the strap and gas valve and replace it. So, we've taken care of the customer by replacing the burner valve. Everything has been checked and is working fine. As long as we have the cooktop off, let's look at the other components that are accessible. To remove a burner orifice bracket, use a 1/2 inch open-end wrench to remove the gas line from the gas valve. Do not bend the tubing. Use a 5/8 inch open-end wrench to remove the gas tube from the bracket. Do not bend the tubing. To remove a burner igniter, pull it straight up out of the igniter retainer clip in the top of the cooktop. Use a flat blade screwdriver to flatten the retainer tabs on the clip and push the clip down through the bottom of the cooktop. Push the igniter down through the bottom of the cooktop. remove 2 Phillips head screws that secure the spark module cover plate and remove it. Disconnect the igniter wire from the spark module and remove the igniter. Let's look how to diagnose a problem with the spark module. Actually, there's not a good way of checking the igniter module. Best thing to do is make sure it is connected properly from the igniter switches and to the neutral side of the circuit. Then test it by turning on one cooktop burner to the light position to see if you get a spark. If you don't, turn on a different knob and try it again. If you still don't get a spark, it's probably a problem with the igniter module, because it is not likely that all the igniter switches would go bad at the same time. From under the cooktop, remove 2 Phillips head screws to remove a spark module cover plate. Remove all the wire connections. Remove 2 Phillips head screws that anchor the module. Remove the module. This spark module removal can also be done from the back of the range. Remove the access cover and locate and remove the 2 screws that mount the module. Remove all wire connections.